Hey everyone, my name is Titancraft, welcome back to another episode of Titancraft Season 10. The dilemma continues of trying to play with Terraria 1.4 looming in the background. And, you know, not gonna lie, I was gone most of the day. I care a little bit on the server actually to try to help the playtime out, but, I had school in the morning, worked all afternoon, and I have homework to do for a few hours after this, and then I want to at least play a little bit of Terraria before I go to bed. So, I mean, like, there is a problem here with me wanting to play Tiger. Let me make sure OBS is actually working at it. Switching between games now so much is a little bit harder on me, but you know, we're making it work. We're pretty good at this whole thing. I'm not too crappy at that. Alright. So today we are going to figure out a roof design. Yeah, that's what we're gonna leave off actually. Yeah, we'll work on the roof. I said that we would do. I'm trying to remember what I said I would do in this episode. I don't want to... Not that anybody, I'm sure, really cares that much, but I did... When I make a promise what I'm going to work on, I try to do that and not just abandon that idea completely. I think there was a section we didn't finish in the last episode, so I'm going to bring some of this stuff with me. Just in case. Alright, let's go work on the base today. One of these days we should just have a cleanup day around the house. Maybe I'll make an episode like that in a couple days. I mean, I won't lie, trying to find like content that's really simple for a while, just trying to keep things easy, and then I promise you, I'm starting to put together my plans for the month of June. I'm really gonna up the ante on everything, and so I think it's gonna be a lot of fun with all my June plans, and it's gonna be a lot more interesting on the server. I want to get people on. I have all sorts of community projects I want to start, but for now we are just trying to get by while I'm really busy with farm work and school work and Terraria. I mean, if you didn't notice, I'm currently uploading 3 videos a day. That was not my plan for 1.4. Let me make that clear. That was not what I wanted. Why am I doing it? It's because I'm enjoying playing multiplayer Master Mode way more, but statistically speaking, the single player Let's Play is performing a little bit better. And so I'm trying to do what I want and do what the audience wants. And so I am just spamming the hell out of uploads right now. This is by far, I think, going to end up being my... I think May will probably end up being my most videos in a single month ever. Which is really weird to think about after all these years of doing YouTube, that this would be my most productive month. And that's gonna, and also, I mean, it's worth noting. Thank you. Oh, welcome to the episode Clash. It's worth noting. Thank you to everyone that's been watching recently. The channel, although the subscriber count's been frozen for like about a month and a half now, it's not really gone anywhere, which is unusual. It's gone. I gain a sub or two, and then I lose that sub or two, and then I go back up in the middle, and I've been like shredding in the upper 160s for a while, and it doesn't even be moving. But we're really appreciating the viewership thing. I believe my viewership for the last 30 days is now over 800, which it has not been this high since August of 2017, which is just mind-boggling. That's when Titancraft Season 5 was ongoing, and that was like at the very beginning of Season 5. I mean, Season 5 was only 2 months old at that point, so like the fact that the series is doing this well as of recently is just amazing. And every one of you that's been watching these videos, I cannot say how much that support means to me. It gives me, I mean, even when I don't necessarily feel like I'm in a mood to record and crap, I'm like, hey, there's people that actually are enjoying this series. I need to get these videos out for them. And so, I mean, it's a huge motivator to keep going, and so I appreciate all this work. Hey, that looks cool. Yeah, we'll go with that. I think that'll be the ceiling pattern, at least. I think. Unless...
Thing is dead.
Okay, that looks cool. I like that. I like that better. Where... It's always a game when you're building of what looks the best.
Me.
Yeah. Oh. Is it gonna get mad that I didn't fill that in? Yeah, it's gonna get mad. Oh. Damn you, game, you're too smart. Ugh. hate this game for how smart it is sometimes. It knows what I'm trying to do. It's know I'm trying to take the cheap way out, and it knows it. But alright, we'll keep working on it. So this, I did say last episode, this should be the last episode we work on the tunnel. Any other work I want to do, unless I completely put it on the back burner and forget about it close to the end of the season when I need to get this thing finished. I really have put too many episodes into this single project already, so I want to move on. Next episode we're gonna work on moving items around. Then we'll probably do as I said, a house cleaning episode, and then we'll kind of just take a look. I mean, I actually do have a short time away next week that I had to pre-record for. It's gonna be the first time I have not been. It's gonna be the first time I'm away from my computer for a night since mid-March or early March. I mean, it feels really weird. I mean, I've never been around my computer for this many straight days since I bought this thing. It feels weird. So I mean, but yeah, next week I had to go home for a few nights, or by a few nights I mean a single night. I'll be gone for almost exactly a day. I had to go, basically, with the end of the school year next week, I had to go bring my Mac home and turn in any supplies. And so I had to go home for that, for a single night. It's going to be my first time going back to my other house since the lockdown began in March. In fact, if you look on YouTube, the easiest way to find it is when I said, like, Titancraft X live, because COVID-19 closed my school or something like that. I think that was the title. I streamed that the last afternoon I was home before I think it was 10 minutes after I finished that stream, I unplugged my computer and just started trying to pack it up, and I brought it up here. I mean, bringing it to my farm was a decision at the time I was kind of wary about, and my parents kind of gave me a weird look, like, are you sure you really want to do this? And I just had this hunch that it was going to be, at that point, the lockdown in Minnesota was only through the end of March, and I'm like, I just have this feeling I'm going to be here for a while. I just knew it when I was leaving. I'm like, I know it's not going to be just a week or two, and then we'll be back. No, it's going to be it. And I'm glad I made the decision to bring my computer along. Otherwise, I mean, hell, the channel, with how things have played out, the channel would not have a single upload for the last 2 months if I wouldn't have brought my computer up here, which is kind of depressing to think about considering how many fun things I've done. I would have been limited to that my crappy old all-in-one that I don't think I could have brought myself to try making videos on that thing again. The quality would have been too low. I could, back in 2015 when I was at that point I could call me almost a kid, and I was just new to the YouTube thing. I really didn't care about the quality that much. I was more focused on the idea of, I'm making YouTube videos. And now as I've matured a lot, I'm like, okay, if I'm not putting out
Fortnite now.
At least I need to know I'm putting on at least somewhat quality content. Like, are there times where I disagree with my own content choices? Yes, it happens more often than I'd like to admit. I mean, I think there's definitely been a few points where I question, is doing the Titancraft series daily necessarily a great decision for me? And I could argue both ways that I think it's a great decision, and there are other ways that I could argue it's a god-awful decision that I should never have made. So, I mean, it goes both ways, and so, I mean, at this point, I'm happy I'm still doing daily episodes. I mean, it's a lot of work. There are some days where I would really, really like to quit the daily streak and just take a break from it, and, I mean, I don't want to confirm too much, but at this point, I've made pretty clear, basically through mid-July, this series is gonna remain relatively daily. It's gonna get to a point where we're gonna skip a few days here and there in July, probably, or I might take like a half-week break. I'm trying to decide. I can miss I think 3 or 4 days between now and the group's anniversary if I want to have episode 200 for that. And so I think we're gonna try to line that up to work out, and so I'll probably, because I'm gonna have to purposely skip some episodes before episode 200. I'll probably take some days off at some point, and I think I might just take a good week off, or half a week, I guess, what 4 days would be. So, I mean, I'll probably save them until August or so, not August, till July. And then after, I guess, I kind of have said, I don't know the exact upload frequency that's going to happen after the anniversary, but I'm thinking right now it's probably going to be every other day, or maybe even 3 times a week. I'm gonna try to stay pretty consistent, because if I say, oh, I'll just upload whenever I feel like it, it's gonna be I never feel like it. It's gonna be one of those cases where we go a month without uploading. I've done that too many times now, and so.
You know what that means? Gate.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm definitely gonna really work hard to make sure I keep getting content out of this series. I have so much left to do in it, and I definitely will admit I've really fallen behind on what I want to work on in the last 30 days or so. But once we get into the month of June, I'm gonna try to really push myself to get beyond working on Spawn Town and get to working on these community builds that I've been saying for ages. And so I promise you all, there's a lot of really cool stuff coming up in the series. I'm probably going to work on designing the Nether up some more. I'm thinking now, I keep kind of hinting at it, my main base project of the season is probably going to be started after the anniversary. In fact, that might be one of those, that could be a good thing to announce right after episode 200, I don't know. We'll see. Otherwise, I'll save it a little bit later in the series, but definitely late summer is probably when that's going to merge, so I still have a lot of time before I work on that. For now, I'm going to be working on more Spawn Town projects and just general stuff like that. And other, I guess I have a whole list of ideas. It's not like I'm, if it sounds like I'm out of ideas, that's not the problem. I don't have the time to design everything I want to do, because a lot of my ideas I need to test within a creative mode before I even try building them, because they're so complex. I don't want to spend 10 episodes on something that I realize I don't like at all, and I'm just gonna tear down. Nor do I want to gather the resources for the first time in survival and be like, hey, I don't like this, and then I have to go spend another 10 hours gathering resources just to redo it with a new block type. So,
yes.
For that exact reason, that is why I am not rushing into new projects. But we're gonna try to change it. Especially, I will admit, when we go back to non-daily, that will solve that issue. And if you're wondering, how Titanic does that solve the issue? What it does is it gives me days off. Then instead of working on a recording, I can be in my personal worlds designing. Because it might not be evident now, but this series takes a lot of my free time. And I mean a lot of it. I mean, a lot of my friends could tell you. There's a lot of evenings I rush on, and like even tonight, it's one of the recording time comes one of the first things I do. It's just a priority. I'm like, hey, I need to keep the daily streak alive. And so, the other day I bribed Logan into playing Titancraft solely because he knew if he was gonna get me to play Terraria, I had to record this. Even though at the time, I'd rather play just Terraria. Oh, welcome back to the server, please. All right. So I mean, certainly I think it is. It's a mixed thing, and I know I keep talking about it a lot as of recently, because it is just a big... I think it's why the content's changed a little bit from how it was at the beginning, and I mean, there may even be a noticeable decline in my enthusiasm about it all since episode 1, and I apologize for that too. It's not... I don't want to give off this false illusion that, like, I'm just sick of Season 10. Oh, I just hate it now. Because I'm not. It's not like the last 4 seasons that I all got tired of. I'm enjoying it. I just need a breather. And it also doesn't help the server hasn't exactly been active. I've been back to my old role from like Season 5, where I literally am the pilot of playtime. I lead the way to make sure others play. And I didn't like that role. I mean, I know I kind of got mad. It's actually on YouTube in the Season 8 finale when we were discussing why the season failed. And Logan blamed my inactivity for the problem. And I'm like, well, I was busy. But it is true. When I don't play, this group is like dead. And
what?
So it is so dead. It is so important.
What, Season 7 and 8? What did you say?
Oh, in the Season 8 finale, Logan and I were discussing what made the season, in my opinion, at that point, to be a letdown. Why I didn't think it was very good. And Logan basically blamed the overall inactivity of the server and how fast it died on the fact that I didn't play much. And the finger got entirely pointed at me.
Hey,
and
I played a bunch. She's 7 and 8.
But so even though I took the blame, at the time I didn't agree with Logan blaming me. And now, a year and a half later, I fully agree with Logan pointing the blame on me on that one.
Let's see.
Had I been able to...
I've beaten my season 8 and 7 playtime by now.
I mean, I guess if we... Here, once we place this block in here, we'll figure out what we're doing. I'm kind of just doing a test run here.
I think I had more than 8. And that was like 11 or 12 days, I don't remember. Somewhere around 11 or 12 or 13 days, and I have like 14, almost 14 and a half, I think.
I mean, statistically, I'm at, for play time, I'm probably around 30 days now, I think. Let's see. 29.5, and time since last death is at 11.2. So, I mean, looking at the grand scheme of things here, I mean, I believe Season 5 is now the only season ahead of me for single season playtime. I mean, I know... Yeah, oh, yeah, I mean, it's up there. But, I mean, just...
Don't worry, your last death playtime is number 3 on the leaderboard, and about to approach 20 million.
Yeah, wait, pull it back up?
It's a little bit away.
Where's my notice? Oh, it is at 19 mil. So on the main board, that puts
number 3.
No, 4.
Oh, 4, 3. I don't care. I must have mistimed one.
Yeah, but I mean that is still insane. Like if you realize that, it's
also
worth noting there is one thing that is a little special about the no death streak, and I will actually give it in a way I kind of appreciate it for this. I died almost right away when I started when I moved my setup to the farm for the quarantine. And so that means my time since last death is a pretty accurate depiction of how much I've played since quarantine began. And obviously kind of plateauing at the moment, but I'm really excited for what is to come in this series. I have so many plans, I keep talking about it. Obviously a lot of it I can't talk about yet publicly for some of these plans, but I'm trying to keep you guys with as many hints. But for now, I guess we can celebrate. The tunnel is finished. I mean, the tunnel. Now, obviously, I have the dreaded task now of figuring out what to do with these stairways. I'm going to do that at some other later point. It'll be probably some off-camera project I do when I'm bored. So next episode, we're going to work on bringing some stuff home from King of the Ladder. I'm probably going to have to expand my base a little bit to make room for all the stone, because I do not have room for it at the moment. I don't think I can fit all the stone I have. So we're going to make room for all our new building blocks and get ready for the next phase of the series, which will probably be working just all around on Spawn Town. I mean, maybe we'll do some stuff with some other the spawn roads, or going back and building some bridges and crap. Otherwise, I think we're going to work on some shops. That's kind of the general idea right now. I want to bring back, I guess I'll kind of, I'll just give the only hint. I'm bringing back a friend from Season 5, which, if you know Season 5, you can guess what it is. But I mean, it's definitely going to be a fun one, and I can't wait to do that. But for now, that's going to do it for today. We're back again tomorrow. This is actually episode 140, so we're at a 140-day uploading streak for this series, which is just mind-boggling. 140 consecutive days. The old record of 106 is a mile behind us already, and I mean, I think right now I've kind of, people keep telling me like I should leave it off at just some random point, or other people are saying like leave it off at exactly like 150 or something. I think as of now, I want my new personal goal. I mean, 150 is my absolute goal, but I think my new goal is I want to do it through the end of June, and so I can say I did half a year of daily episodes. I think that'd be really a nice thing to be able to talk about, and so I think that's going to be the new goal. Is we're going to try to make it through the month of June, and then July is going to be the first month where we start breaking away, and then by August, the upload frequency is going to be about half. And I mean, half is still a lot. I mean, 15 Titancraft episodes a month is still a lot of videos, and so although it's still it's a reduction, it's something. What Clash?
Oh wait a minute, I already got
oof. But yeah, anyways, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. On the note, have yourself a great day. This has been Titanic, and we will see you guys
in the next episode
of
Titan
Season 10. Thanks for watching. Peace out. Bye bye.